Yep, I'm officially ditching the intro. Hello everyone, my name is Blue Blur Studios, and I'm here today to review the remastered version of Sonic Generations. Yep, this game came out this year. Nothing much changed about this game, not that much really. Like, the remaster wasn't really a quote-unquote remaster. It was really just kind of enhanced visuals. Really, I don't know why they just made they cost us like $50 for some reason just for a remastered Sonic game. But yeah, it's weird. The Dreamcast Sonic skin's cool though, along with the inclusion of the drop dash. That's really all I can say. This should really just be a short video. So yeah. Plus, I even kind of like the rewrite a little bit. Sorry, I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh yeah, that's what I was missing. Oh boy, welcome to Shadow Generations. Oh man, this game was awesome. So if I may quote myself on what I said in the Future of Sonic is Looking Good video, I said how I wasn't excited for a Sonic Generations remaster with barely anything new. Never mind, scratch all that, because like, I did like the remaster overall, don't get me wrong, but the Shadow part is amazing. Yes, it does have less stages in Generations, but it has a lot more story to it. In a Sonic Frontiers type hub world, some surprisingly very long stages that I think are even better than some of the Sonic Generation stages. Very obscure boss battles, but kind of makes sense for Shadow at the same time. But like, dang, this game is so good. This game has a lot more story to it this time instead of Generations. Like, dude, the Doom powers are also very creative. Like, oh man, that's awesome. So I'm gonna go over a quick recap of the story quickly, and then go over some of the the gameplay and bosses and stuff like that. So yeah, let's do this. Yeah, it's gonna be a different video than usual, so yeah, buckle in.
Alright, to keep things simpler, I'm gonna count in Sonic Generations as well as Dark Beginnings, just to make it a little bit more consistent. So starting off with Dark Beginnings, which by the way, awesome animation. I might need to just include the review in this video, just because I keep forgetting to do a video on it. Anyway, so yeah, Dark Beginnings starts off with Shadow remembering stuff about the arc, but there's something off. Shadow's mind's kind of being messed with almost. And he thinks a certain someone survived, so he needs to get a shuttle to the Ark. So he meets up with the rest of Team Dark, and they get in Ark to space for a very sad Sonic land. So yeah, but they made a deal. Shadow has to come to Sonic's birthday party, which he completely forgets about. So now starting off with Sonic Generations, Sonic's birthday party is interrupted by the time meter and races and sticks everyone in between time and space. Sonic and his past self have to go through time and restore everything. So yeah, that's basically just Sonic's part of the game. I should probably say that now. Whereas Shadow's part of the game, Shadow's on the Ark right before the time meter incident, and he finds Black Doom up there. And then the time meter does show up, and then now Shadow's stuck in between time. But hey, he's not frozen at least, so that's something. So yeah, now Shadow has to go through stages from his past and future, and even places he hasn't even been to, so that way he can restore the timeline to his extent, while also confronting bad memories. That's a really good story for a Shadow game. They said they're gonna make more Shadow games, it seems, and if they're anything like this, well then, once again, the future of Shadow in this case is looking bright. Like it looks really good. In fact, I'm actually playing the game right now as I'm doing this review. So you might hear some controller clicking sounds. So yeah, that's the story essentially, without giving away any spoilers, which by the way, there will be spoilers in this video of the game, so keep that in mind. So yeah, let's get going. I'm gonna quickly talk about Dark Beginnings too. This animation is really good. The people that worked on one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite animated shows of all time, The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, worked on this. and it shows. They did a really good job. It's like full, like basically just full on anime here. Sega missed opportunity. Seriously, missed opportunity. So yeah, that's really cool. We got some. It felt like we got one obscure character per part. It felt like in part 1 it was Emerald. Part 2, I guess it was either the kid of the gun commander, or it was the larva Shadow was looking at. That could also been a deep cut. And then in part 3 it was definitely the gun commander. Or even some of the gun mechs, I don't know. Team Dark is always cool to see work together. I always like their interactions between each other. Especially the ones between Shadow and Omega. I call dibs, that was awesome. What else can I say here? So yeah, that's basically all I can say for Dark Beginnings. I know I've really been putting out that review for a long time now, but I just thought I'd finish that up here. I'll probably do a full review on Sonic Generations another time, but now, because I cannot wait, because now I just want to talk about Shadow Generations now. So let's get started. Okay, first off, let's talk about the gameplay and stages, because these are awesome. Okay, so if any of you guys have played Sonic Generations before, you would know about how awesome the gameplay feels. The nice, smooth boost, the smooth homing attacks, the very slow trick system, which I despise, and what else? Yeah, you just know how to play Generations as a whole. Shadow Generations, on the other hand, has pretty much the same gameplay, except this time the buttons have been mapped to basically the same as Sonic Frontiers, and same thing with the original Generations. But hey, you can change it back to the regular controls if you wanted to. So yeah, that's good. But there's another thing too with Shadow's part. Number one, he can chaos control instead of homing attack when he hits an enemy. Number 2, he can slow down time with chaos control. But you can see that right at the bottom there on the screen. So when you do that, you can just slow down fast-moving platforms and stuff like that, essentially. And you can also unlock the Doom powers for Shadow, which allow him to what can we describe the Doom powers? Fly across land, surf on water, become a squid. That's my best description of it. That's basically what the Doom powers are. And you have a bunch of stages from Shadow's past and, well, future, and one stage, which we'll get to in a bit, it's from a game that Shadow's not even in. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I will say this. The gameplay, I think, is amazing, even better than Sonic Generations. I think the physics are amazing. In fact, the physics feel identical to Frontiers, and if you know me, I am the #1 Sonic Frontiers fan, so you know that I like the physics. So yeah, I liked it. I like the physics a lot, and just the gameplay as a whole. So yeah. Let me think what else. So yeah, now let's go over the stages. You start off in Space Colony Arc, which, by the way, what a way to start out a game. Like, I saw the demo to this stage like 2 times now, and I honestly completely forgot what happened in this. So that whole Radical Highway section, completely forgot about. So yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of alternate pathways, which is definitely a theme with some of these levels. And it was just all around really fun. Like, I liked Space Colony Arc a lot. In fact, I even got an S rank first try. So yeah, that was cool. So yeah, I like how it transitioned to Radical Highway at the end there with Black Doom. So yeah, really nice. Although I do find it a little strange though that they used the music for Sonic's version of Space Colony Arc for Shadow. But hey, I'm not complaining. The remix was awesome. In fact, all the remixes are awesome. So yeah, then you get your first glimpse of the hub world, where you then go into Act 2 of the arc, and yeah, it's not as fun, but hey, it's still cool. So yeah, not really much I can say. It's just fully 2D And you get a quick little test of the Doom Wings, which you don't fully unlock, unfortunately. That kind of stinks. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm mainly just going to be talking about the 3D stages from this point on, because I'll admit, the 2D stages are a lot of fun in this game. The best 2D boost stage is by a mile, but just the 3D ones are just so much better in every way. Cause like, so yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next stage. Okay, I honestly struggled a bit on Rail Canyon, cause, well, it's basically just one big rail grind, to be honest. Which, I love grinding those on Sonic games, don't get me wrong. And I have played, well, I haven't fully played through Heroes yet, but I couldn't pass the original Rail Canyon, not gonna lie. But yeah, I like Rail Canyon enough to where, hey, it was fun. I eventually got an S rank on it, so, yeah. I think my first rank was like a B or something on Rail Canyon. So yeah, Rail Canyon, fun. I liked it enough, I'd say. Yeah. Now, because I'm going to talk about the bosses at the end. Now on to Kingdom Valley, which, oh boy, this stage is awesome. Bro, this is very long, but really fun at the same time. Like, the amount of alternate pathways was insane in this one. Like, I couldn't find as many in Rail Canyon or in Sunset Heights, which we'll get to later, as I did with the other 3 in this game. But, like, oh man, this stage, man, it was so good. Like, I had fun with Kingdom Valley a lot. Like, although I am very much curious why they chose these specific characters to be rescued. Like, Rail Canyon with Orbot and Cubot was strange. Then it was even more strange when we rescued Big, who, keep in mind, wasn't even in Sonic 06, and up until this point has never interacted with Shadow. That's just strange to me. I thought you would save Silver from Kingdom Valley, because, well, we don't know what he's up to in Generations. He wasn't at the birthday party, so it only makes sense if he was in this game. And plus, he even interacted with Shadow quite a bit in 06, so... Yeah, I think Silver would have made a lot more sense there. Again, Orbot and Cubot didn't make sense in Rail Canyon because, well, they weren't even invented in Heroes. So. Like, Omega though in the arc that can make a little bit of sense. He is a member of Team Dark. Maria and Gerald in Sunset Heights makes no sense at all. But then again, where else were you gonna? Well, I mean, you could have just put them in the arc, but still. Rouge and Chaos Island makes zero sense at all. Because again, like Big and Orbot and Cubot, she was not in that game at all. But then again, Chaos Island has nothing to do with this game or with Shadow at all. So, yeah. Okay, I'm getting off track. Now let's move on to Sunset Heights. Sunset Heights is probably one of my favorite stages in this game. I would say my top 3 would have to be Chaos Island, Sunset Heights, and Kingdom Valley. Those would be my top 3. Like, I said this in my final prediction video. We got a proper version of Sunset Heights, and it was a lot of fun. Like, no fully automated sections, no like short stages that end right when you're just getting into it. No, it was just a full, proper Generation stage, which I loved. And we even get a cool little callback to the original level where Shadow can homing attack a big trail of enemies, which that was nice. Wasn't actually expecting that to come back. And plus, they actually did something with the Death Egg robots. Like, there's a cutscene midway through where you get to attack it, or well, you just dodge a bunch of them. That is so cool. And then in Act 2, which, I'll be honest, this Act 2 may have... No, Act 1 was better, what am I saying? Act 2 even had this cool part where you got to Doom Blast one of the Death Egg robot's arms, which that was awesome. Like, so yeah, Sunset Heights, surprisingly really good. And you even got to save Maria and Gerald after that. And by the way, amazing cutscene when you look at the deeper meaning of it. Because Shadow actually got to save Maria in this time. He finally got that closure, if you will. Like, that is so cool. And come on, you can't tell me when you were looking at this you couldn't hear All Hail Shadow in the background. So, yeah, Sunset Heights, amazing. Then we move on to the strangest one in here, Chaos Island. And as a Frontiers fan, I loved this one. Like they even went out of their way to put the actual textures of the springs, the grappling hooks, and hoops to be exactly like how they are in Frontiers. Oh, Sega, you outdid yourselves with this one. Yeah, I'll say it. Chaos Island was my favorite level. Frontiers bias, maybe. But, so yeah, I loved Chaos Island in this game. And again, we'll get to bosses in a minute here. But let's go on to the final stage here, which, okay, I didn't like this one that much. I despise Radical Highway in this game. I'd say it'd probably be the Planet Wisp of Shadow Generations, if you know what I mean. Where it's just a very long level that just gets really boring after a while. It's basically just like the Planet Wisp in Sonic Generations. Can't really call it Generations anymore, can I? So yeah, I didn't really like it. I didn't really like Radical Highway that much. I'll give props for this though. Both Act 1 and 2 were both 3D. That was a nice change of pace. Although to be honest, I would have actually liked the 2D Radical Highway. See, I didn't like Radical Highway that much. But hey, it was a nice way to test out the Doom Wings. But now let's talk about the boss battles and in turn the hub world. Because, oh boy, I have a bunch to say about these boss battles. Okay, let's start off with the Biolizard. All these bosses took me a while to get the hang of as a whole. But I replayed them all again and, well, let me tell you my ranks on them. Okay, Biolizard, B. Let's see here. Metal Overlord, B. Mephiles, S rank. And Neo Devil Doom, C. Yeah, these bosses were kind of strict with their ranking systems, not gonna lie. So yeah, let's go over them all one by one. The Biolizard was fun. All these ones were fun, I should probably say that now. But, I like the fact that he grew, giant arms at one point, and he got on the wall and he had to, deflect some of the attacks with the Doom Spear. That was smooth. I forgot to talk about the Doom powers, but we'll get to those too. That was so cool. And moving on from the Biolizard, Metal Overlord, who I kinda expected, but didn't at the same time. I thought if they were gonna put a Heroes boss in the game, it'd be an Android Shadow, to be honest. But no, they put Metal Overlord right front and center with this, and it was awesome. Dang, it was so cool. Again though, it took me a bit to dodge his tail at that point in the boss. But other than that, really good. Mephiles is my favorite boss battle in this game. You cannot change my mind. Now, this was a nice use of the Doom Squid, which I'll get to in a bit, where I didn't really like the Doom Squid at first, but now I do with this boss. They used it in such a creative way, and it's probably the most cinematic of them all the bosses. Well, second most cinematic. Neo Devil Doom, and in turn Devil Doom, is a really fun boss. I like how they incorporate all the Doom powers into one with this boss, and the All Hail Shadow remix, which I was not expecting first off, was so good. In fact, I'm going to be using it in an upcoming video essay on a Sonic and Shadow video. So yeah, in fact, which you can check out the sneak peek on my channel right now, so go ahead. So yeah, that was so cool. I love the final boss of the game. It was way better than Sonic Generations' final boss. Miles better. So yeah, really good. Now let's move on to the ending of this game. So after you beat Chaos Island, you get this peak cutscene of Sonic and Shadow fighting, and Sonic accidentally gets a fake Chaos Emerald out of it. I found that a little bit funny to me. It's just like Shadow is kind of like, bro, you thought you won? I still have the real one, man. What are you talking about? So yeah, I found that kind of funny. So he has Rouge at the end swap it out for a real one. So yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, I liked it. I liked the cutscene a lot. It was really creative. So yeah. Then we move on to the Mephiles fight, which was peak as a whole. So yeah, after that you get the Radical Highway stages, which were awful. Oh yeah, and at one point there was a cutscene where Shadow and Maria are talking with Gerald, and Black Doom pops up behind them, and Shadow's getting angry at Black Doom, and he's like, "No more mistakes." And Maria's sad because he doesn't want to see Shadow so angry. It's like, oh, that's sad. That's sad. And so when he gets the Doom Wings, he says, "I will fight in your honor." And you see Shadow smile, and it's like, oh man, this game is so cool and sad. Like he said he's letting go of that anger, which I was like, that is so cool. Like, oh man, I cannot say how much I loved the story in this game. I still prefer Frontiers, however, though. So yeah, I like the game a lot. I like the story a lot. So yeah, Shadow goes to confront Black Doom. We get the final boss, which kind of a violent way to go out for Black Doom. Not gonna lie.
Shadow,
yeah, wasn't really expecting the way to finish him off. In that speech at the end,
cannot deny what you are. We are one and the same. Shadow, this is the destiny I choose.
and then finally dashing right through Black Doom. Like, and does he keep the Doom powers by the end? That's the thing I'm still confused about. I'm still confuzzled about that part. Like, does he keep the Doom powers or not? Because we see the wings disappear, and better yet, he doesn't even use them in the IDW comics. So I'm gonna assume he doesn't keep the Doom powers. But yeah, so yeah, now he has to say one final goodbye to Gerald and Maria, and with a really sad scene, he has to let go, unfortunately. And we get the sad cutscene at the end with Shadow running next to Rouge and a tear flies by. That was sad. So, and that's where the game ends. I wish there was like a little epilogue scene, kinda, after the game, like after the birthday party. Maybe someone like Amy comes up to confront, or just to like comfort Shadow about what happened. That would have been nice. But yeah, that's where Shadow's campaign ends. A really good game. Like, you can like complain about Sonic's side of the story, but Shadow's was awesome. Like, it was good, it was sad, it was cool. I do need to quickly talk about the Doom powers because I think these are really fun. So yeah, my personal favorite was the Doom Blast, where you get to mash the homing attack button so many times and then eventually holding it to aim your enemy at another target. That was cool. I like that one. That's my personal favorite. Next one is Doom Spear, which is probably the one you use the most in this game. You can launch 5 targets at a time. It's basically just like a Chaos Spear, just, well, Doom themed. The Doom Wings you finally unlock at the end, and it's basically just like a super form would. Click 50 rings, you get the wing. Click 50 rings, you get the wings. You transform. Unlike regular super forms, you actually get to fly with this one, which they could actually do with Supersonic in the future. Just saying. And yeah, it was really nice, really cool to use. Doom Morph, I wasn't a huge fan of, honestly. I liked it in the Mephiles boss fight for sure. Like, I thought it was fun in there. But yeah, I liked Mephiles. I liked the Mephiles boss. Well, yeah. Well, I've already talked about Mephiles enough. I'm done talking about Mephiles in this game. What other ones am I forgetting? Oh, the Doom Surf. I like that one too. The surf on water. That was interesting to do. Again, took a bit of getting used to in the Metal Overlord boss fight. I want to quickly talk about the Terrio skin. Yeah, people aren't really that happy about the whole him having Amy type quills this time. I don't really care, honestly. Yeah, I was expecting his quills to look a bit more like Sonic and not Amy's, but it looks good as a whole, I'd say. Like, you gotta remember though, Terrios is a hedgehog and so is Amy, so it makes sense that his quills would also look like Amy's kinda. So yeah. So yeah, just thought I'd bring that up quickly. I don't hate the Terrio skin at all. I'm more excited for that movie Shadow skin though, honestly. So, because this video is already long enough, what are my final thoughts on Sonic X Shadow Generations? Well, just Shadow Generations, I should say. Well, Shadow Generations is a great add-on to Sonic Generations with amazing stages, a great story, great gameplay, and just a bunch of other fun things to do. And with that said, I'm going to give Sonic X Shadow Generations, again, just Shadow Generations, a 9.5 out of 10. No, scratch that, 10 out of 10. This game's awesome.